Welcome to another episode of Bill Tough Banter. Today we have Johnny Miller with Wincore Windows with us. We're super excited to introduce our new window vendor. Again, I'm Lexi.
And I'm Danny.
Let's get into it. So Johnny, just want to learn a little bit about your background and how you got into the window business as well as where you're at with Wincore Windows today.
Sure, I appreciate the question. Glad to have you. You guys are having me here today. Been with Wincore Windows since its inception in 2007. Been in the business since 1992, which is 32 years in the window and door industry. It's my role currently is I'm the national operations sales manager with Wincore Windows and Doors. I've held roles as started as a production worker and worked my way all the way up to into the leadership role here at Wincore. And glad to be here today. Glad to be a partner with BDC.
Speaking of a new partnership, we have decided, to switch vendors on our window manufacturing, and we were with our old vendor for over 25 years, so it was not a easy decision, but we did believe that it was the right thing to do by our customers was to switch to Wincore, and we're super excited about it. We met with over 8 window manufacturers, and from day one, we were hoping Wincore, would align with everything that matters to BDC. There's a lot that goes into a good partnership. Making sure our companies are aligned is important, but also factoring in and keeping in mind that affordability is first and foremost what our customers are looking for when they turn to BDC, but you can't just have a good price. You have to deliver on quality and service, and with Windows, delivery time is important. So I remember meeting with Craig the first time, and when he walked out, I looked at Glenn, our president, and I was like, please let them come through on price, because everything on quality and on service and lead times is exactly what we're looking for. And then we probably went back and forth a little bit on price to get it to where we feel like we can offer the best window at the best price in our market. And we're happy to have you coming on board. And again, it was a little difficult leaving someone after 25 plus years, but we really feel strong about where we're at moving forward. I think the way that you guys wanted to expand into our market, also helps. And you speak a little bit to what we can bring, 11 locations east of, Eastern North Carolina and what that means.
Happy to do that. I'll tell you something else that is important to Wincore is the culture into which we decide to do business in. And having been able to go to all of your locations over the past week, it was very evident right away that the culture of BDC and the culture of the not only the employment of the folks at Wincore, but that of our leadership align very, very well. So your goals and our goals are in sync with one another, respective of where we both want to end up. Now, relative to being able to move from we understand loyalty.
Yeah.
Loyalty in and of itself is something that we pride ourselves on. So when somebody comes to Wincore and wants to change something that we have been doing for years and years and years, it's not a snap decision. You have to vet whoever you're going to, and we appreciate the opportunity to have been able to be part of that process and to come to us with the things that we can bring with the 1 week lead time on core product, the quality that if you think we're good up front, we're better when we're at our worst. Yeah. And what I mean by that is that the minute you have a problem, you're going to see how good service is, because everybody can talk the talk. But when it comes time to sit down and you've got an issue, you've got a homeowner, one thing that we will never do is hold a homeowner hostage while we try to figure out an opportunity or a situation.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's something that we pride ourselves on, is being a customer first window vendor, and just straight up, that's just the way you should treat people.
Right.
So
they couldn't align any better with us.
Proud to be here.
Yeah, we've always believed in making sure with our true vendors, and we buy some stuff from a hardware perspective, it kind of comes from whoever, but really at our core, who we're doing big business with roofing manufacturers, window manufacturers, vinyl siding, we have a long standing relationship, and we know when there's going to be hurdles, and with the COVID, home improvement boom, you'd almost say, there was supply issues and there were lead time issues. But if we knew that we were aligned and working together to get through those things, that matters. And you never know what hurdles come up, but if you're aligned with and a partner, not just a vendor relationship, when those hurdles come up, you'll work on your end to do what it takes, and we will.
We look forward to those opportunities. Not that we look forward to issues, not that we look forward to problems, but we do, and we don't consider them issues. They are opportunities to get better.
Yeah, fantastic.
And I know one of the things that separates you guys is your production line. Do you want to kind of dive in a little bit to how that is different from other companies?
Sure. And one of the things that we do is we are a build-to-truck type of facility, meaning if I have 11 trucks that I'm about to put through that's going to be delivered, I'm going to build that truck from the nose to the tail because of the footprint of our floor. And you guys being having been in your facilities, and I see the importance of floor space.
Yeah.
Floor space, or what we call footprint, is very, very important. And one of the things that we do is that we limit the amount of finished good floor footprint. So when it comes off the end of the line, it goes directly into the truck. So we build from the nose to the tail. So the very last, last delivery will be what we build first through the production line. So we build it to the back. Once we're done with that, we'll take the opportunity to do what's called a quality audit. And we will, a truck audit rather, we'll snap pictures at the tail, the nose, and the middle of the truck to make sure that it's been loaded correctly. And then we'll house that. So if anything ever happens during that shipment, we can find out what's going on. Also, when it comes time to, if anything were to happen in production, they say you want the left hand to know what the right hand's doing all the time.
Yeah.
So we have ambidextrous equipment, meaning that I can switch fixtures between welders, I can switch fixtures between cleaners, I can switch fixtures between an array of different pieces of equipment. So if there's never nothing that's down that's going to hamper us from hitting that 1 week lead time outside of a God-given event, let's say.
Yeah. When you say 1 week lead time, I can't emphasize enough what that means to our customers. We're not just a contractor-based building supply. We are the do-it-yourselfer, the homeowner, and we understand that those weekend warriors have limited time to finish a project, to do a project, and to be able. And we may be different, and I feel like we're different in a lot of ways. That we stock 14 different sizes in new construction. We stock 14 sizes in double hung replacement, 1/1, and with grid. So the idea for us is a homeowner coming in to replace their windows right out of stock. They don't have to come in special order, wait those lead times. But if there is an odd size that they have, and they do have, their Uncle Johnny coming from out of town to help them put those windows in, it can be a more spur of the moment if it hasn't been planned out as well. But our contractors have really gravitated to the, order Thursday by 9 a.m., you're getting it the following Thursday. And when there's opportunities for a contractor walks into a homeowner's house, gives them a quote on a window order and can tell them, it's Tuesday. If we go ahead and get this thing ordered tomorrow, I'll be putting them in next Thursday, and by the weekend you'll have brand new windows.
Yeah.
And it's fast, it's quick. You guys deliver. It's not a well, in 3 weeks they may be in, and then the process gets started. I feel like everyone can come to the table and know when it's ordered, when it's delivered, and get the project done. And we've seen tremendous. I mean, as soon as we switched, we already had those contractors coming to us, and that lead time is extremely important to them.
Well, that lead time is based off of our core product, which is our white, tan, and clay, our single hung, our double hung, our picture windows, our sliders. And outside of that, when you get outside of that core product, that 1 week lead time, when you're talking about maybe some geometrics or our black laminate, the lead time would extend slightly, or tempered glass, but it's still well under what I think that you guys are accustomed to, respective of the overall product and availability of that.
When you bring up the black laminate, you know, that seems to be a trend that has taken off. I know as I drive around to new neighborhoods, that's all you're seeing right now. How do you guys view that trend? Is it still moving forward, or is it?
That trend is it's in its infancy. We truly believe that the black is in its infancy. There's not been something in my 30 some years of doing this that I've seen just take off the way black has. It is to the point that people were trying to get into the business with some different ways of doing black, such as paint, such as and we tried that paint deal back in the day, and we said no. We're going to do it right. So we do a laminate that provides you with the opportunity to reduce fading. It helps with heat control, because anytime you put black on or any type of dark product on an exterior, dark color on an exterior product, you're going to get that sun beating down on it. So we vent the product correctly.
So from most people who argue against the black, is that black will turn into a grayish black over time. That's something that the way you guys.
We got a 10-year finish warranty on exterior products right now, and the laminate that we use has an inner layer in it that helps to reflect that heat back away from it's. I don't know if I'd want to call it this or not. The only thing that comes to mind when I think of how to explain it might be low E for your vinyl. I mean, it's reflecting those rays back away from the material itself. So there's still some installation concerns that you have to be sure of. You can't have your brick touching it and things of that nature. But overall, we have had great success with our black laminate.
It does look sharp.
It does.
And then you mentioned low E. You want to dive in just a little bit about what low E is and what the benefits for the homeowner?
Sure. Low E, when it comes to windows, let's say 90% of your windows glass. So what does the heavy lifting when it comes to energy efficiency? That is your glass. And we use a Cardinal 366, which is a triple silver. We pair that with a 3/4 inch IG, which IG stands for insulated glass. We do an argon fill. Argon's 1.4 times denser than air. And what that does is it slows the conductivity of the thermal transfer from hot to cold or cold to hot, depending on where you're at. So it reduces the amount of UV degradation that you can get through your. How many times have you moved a piece of furniture and you find that your carpet is the color it was when you bought your house, and you moved that grandpa's chair?
Oh yeah.
And like, oh, that was a pretty brown carpet, but now everything else is kind of faded.
Oh, for
well,
sure.
that would help slow that degradation. It keeps you warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer, because that low E does again all that heavy lifting. It helps to reduce energy costs. It helps to reduce damage to your house, damage to your goods inside your home.
I know the heat that we've had, the little heat wave we've gone through this summer. Anyone can speak to the benefit of having any type of low E. And I know a lot of people talk low E tint, and we always describe it somewhat as tinted windows on a car. You can feel that difference of allowing that heat transfer from the sun, through the window. But
well, what low E will help you do too is help you regulate your house. So imagine you're going to it's March of the year. You wake up, it's 35 degrees outside, but it's soon to be 60, right? So you've dressed for the day. You've dressed in a light pair of pants and a sweatshirt. You're driving down the road, and that morning sun starts beating on your face coming through the window. You think to yourself, do I flip on the air conditioner, or do I turn on the heat because my feet are cold?
Yeah.
So when you're talking about your house, you've got one portion of your home where the morning sun's hitting on it, and the other part of your home where you won't get sun until the afternoon. And so that low E helps to regulate that areas of your house, just as you would regulate the areas of your vehicle.
yeah.
Right. That's a great way to put it. And then want to just hit on our stock series as far as the new construction and the replacement. If you want to talk about what benefits there are with those, what grids, no grids, just give us a breakdown of those two series.
So the series that you're talking about is our new construction and retrofit. One of the great things that Wincore can bring to the table here is, let's say you have Uncle Johnny coming in, as you mentioned earlier. I happen to be an Uncle Johnny, by the way.
Yeah.
You have an Uncle Johnny coming in that's going to help with a home renovation for the weekend. Not only did we get that to you in a week, but we also had a year ago, they did a new construction job and a retrofit job, let's say. And now we're going to do an addition to the home.
Okay.
The chassis of both our new construction and our retrofit is the same window chassis, meaning from the exterior of the house, besides the way you might trim it out personally, they look identical. It's the exact same mainframe. So I have a 5400, which is our replacement frame, that is a 3¼ inch mainframe. And then I've got the 400 series, which is the exact same window chassis that we now put a nailing fin on. Okay, so the sashes are the same, all the vinyl's the same glass packages would go in there. Then we have a third chassis or a third option, which is where not only did I extrude the nailing fin onto the 5400, but I've also extruded a brick mold,
yeah.
which is our 500 series. So all three of these products are the exact same mainframe with different gates turned on at the extruder so that not only are they integral and intimate to the mainframe, but they each serve their own unique purpose. So if you're putting on siding and you want your siding your J channel to match your siding, you get with the 400. If you want your J channel to match the window, go with the 500, and you don't have to order that separate. It gives you that pocket to put that in.
Yeah, I love that it is so versatile, and because we have customers, and everybody does home improvement projects differently. They might save up for the entire project, come in and buy all 13 windows at once. It might be every couple months they're wanting to do that, and to be able to go with what works best in their situation. If it is replacement windows, and then next thing you know, they're wanting to throw an addition on, and they're not working. At our previously, we've not been able to offer windows that would match, inside and out, when they were going from a replacement or as you call retrofit window to a new construction. So, I've had a lot of people come in and they're doing 4 windows at a time, or we have somebody come in and they want to replace the siding and windows. And then that's when you have to talk to a homeowner who's saying they want replacement windows. Well, really, you need new construction because you're also replacing your siding, and
Yep.
it would go together a little bit better going ahead with the new construction windows. But and part of that's educating, and our staff and salesmen knowing, you don't ask, do you want new construction or replacement? You find out the job they're doing and the entirety of the project, and then dive into exactly what specific series a customer needs.
Well, that goes between selling them what they want versus what they need.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, our goal is, and we get asked a lot of questions, and there's no dumb questions at Builders Discount. If we don't cater to the pro, the home builder that's building 20 houses a year, 30 houses a year, we want that homeowner. And with YouTube and the internet now, they are more educated than maybe years past. But we've been after the do-it-yourselfer for 37 years now. We were after them before there was a HGTV show and all that. And our job is to make sure that individuals that are not industry experts get what they need and not what they assume that they're needing, and make sure their finished project meets their goals, and we can help them get there.
Well, part of that goes with home buying. When I bought my home, for instance, I didn't have the choice of what windows were in my house. I hadn't built a home. If I built a home, I would, of course, choose my windows. As a home buyer, as you go back in, you get the opportunity to, from a Builders Discount Center perspective, being the window expert at the counter, or you get to help them choose what they want. If you hear the wife say, "Man, I loved my view outside of my window besides that big bar across the center," well, maybe we can change her to a picture window. Maybe we can put a casement in there. Maybe we can do a bay window to open up the in place of a double hung. You at that point become the architect of their home, and because again they didn't have the choice when they bought their home what windows was in it. That's just what was there.
Yeah.
Now you get to help them enhance the beauty of their home, create a curb appeal and things of that nature. So windows, believe it or not, can become exciting.
Oh yeah, yeah. I believe that, and the black window phenomenon is a tell. Speaks to that.
I mean, just I'm getting ready to buy a new truck, and one of the things that my wife said is it has to be blacked out. So it has to have black wheels, black emblems, all this. So I mean, it's not only the windows; it's things outside of our industry that are going that trend. It's trending that way as well.
That's right. And then one important factor to homeowners is the warranty. Let's talk about what warranties you guys offer and dive into those.
Sure. Our vinyl's lifetime. So if you ever have, against blistering, peeling, warping on the vinyl, here's something that you might find a little off color is that, I'll call it amazing. We have a 20-year screen warranty. If something happens to that screen within 20 years, I mean, the spline falls out, it dry rots, something of that nature. And it'll be with the spline, or it'll be with the mesh, because if you've ever had a hold of our screen itself in that 54, 500, or 400 series, it is very strong. It's extruded aluminum.
I'll speak to that. I had a customer the other day that had never put one of your windows in, and I was showing it to him, and I showed him the feature with the screen. He said, if they spend the time they do to build this screen and the quality of this screen, I can only imagine how nice the window is.
Well, one other thing that's unique about this screen, I can't believe we're going to sit here and talk about a screen right now like this, is that we have designed it so that the screen spline is on the inside of the window. That's one of the things, because it's the little things that make the big things worth it. So with the screen spline being on the interior of the screen, you have a nice flush look on the outside. Plus, you don't have the UV degradation that you'll have with that sun beating on that screen spline that will then, dry rot and bring out the worst of the screen. But back to the warranty, we got a lifetime vinyl, lifetime hardware, which would be the balance system, the weep system of sorts. We've got 20 years on the glass, free of charge. After that, it's prorated up to 50 years.
So that is if there's an issue.
Seal failure, stress crack.
Yeah, like the looks like a fog or something.
Yeah, you get moisture between the glass. That is our issue. We will take care of that. And when we'll take care of it? Within a week of getting the opportunity to fix it.
Wow. Okay.
So. And the nice thing today when it comes to issues, and again, we don't call them issues, we call them opportunities to improve, is that with the technology today, if you have an iPhone, an Android, everybody's got a smartphone. I can be on the job with whoever I need to be at the time, real time, virtually, and help them walk them through whatever that opportunity would be. And with our great sales staff, our regional territory sales manager, Craig Rowland, who's taking care of his account for you guys, he is among the best when it comes to reviewing opportunities, to fixing them, to communicating when you will get your parts, what information we need to make that happen. So we couldn't be more proud to have him representing Wincore and being the partner that brought you guys to us.
That's great. What should homeowners look for when deciding if it's time to replace their windows? Is there any key factors that they should look at?
Well, there's a couple key factors. One would be curb appeal. I don't like the way my windows look. Two would be energy efficiency. My heating bills or my cooling bills are beginning to rise. Drafts coming in the windows. One of the key things that you can look for just outright is weather stripping is the part of the window that helps to seal where it moves up and down. If you start seeing dirty weather stripping, that is where air has started to come by that, because that not only is that weather stripping helping to keep the air away and seal it also acts as a dirt filter. So when you start seeing dirty weather stripping, you know that you are getting air bypassing those areas, and it's time to consider either modifications or new windows at that point. Probably the biggest reason to change a window would be damage, just damage itself. My windows are falling apart. I raise it up, I drop it, it goes back down. It won't open, it won't close. It's dangerous, so.
I know a lot of, at least in North Carolina, I don't know how it is the rest of the country. You know, the old wood windows was
Yep.
the way of the world back, I guess, in the 80s and maybe 90s. And now the vinyl not only offers a rot-proof, solution to those issues. So on a replacement window, you're basically taking the old wood sash out, top and bottom sashes out, and then if the frame's still intact and good, you can just slide that window in, and then you don't have to worry about replacing that window 10, 15 years later because of the water damage. When there is a rotted jam, is that something that you just build back up and then throw a new window in it? Or
So we would recommend, yes, you don't want to leave the old material in. So you would remove the, so what you're talking about is a wood framed opening. Yeah, we would remove that, replace that with either 1x or 2x.
Yep.
And then go back in there. And here's something that's interesting. When you do seal up with these new windows, and we get this question mostly in the spring and some in the fall. I just had new windows put in, and my windows that I had in before did not have any condensation on them. Now these new windows, these energy efficient products that you've supposedly put in my home, I can't see out in the morning or in the evening. Why is that? There must be something wrong. Well, one, I'll tell you that windows don't make water. If they did, we'd be rich.
yeah.
Straight up. So what happens is with today's building products, with the ability to seal a home, their windows, before you replace them, they were letting air pass by. They were letting heat out. They were letting cold out. They were letting air exchange of humidity. When you seal that home with today's building products, the sealants that you use, the insulation that you use, with the way the window itself is built and produced to be energy efficient and as air infiltration tight as could be, you will seal up that home. It's almost like taking a fish tank and putting a piece of saran wrap over it and not allowing any exchange. So education also comes with new windows. You have to educate them not only to how to operate them, how to clean them, how to tilt them in, but also what to expect. Because as you tighten up their home, you're going to change the environment in that home. So you have to be prepared as a window consultant who sold the windows to be able to answer that question. So
that's probably a good sign when they
yeah,
start saying that kind of
it's
thing.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That means your windows are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And the one that gets me is when you have outdoor condensation. And I've traveled all this week, so being in the hotel rooms, the first thing I do is I roll in and I turn that air conditioner down as far as I can get it.
Yeah.
So I like it nice. I want to be able to see my breath and hang meat in there if I need to. Every morning when I crack the windows open, or open the blinds, there's outdoor condensation, and that's something else. There's nothing wrong with a window. When I got up to take my car this morning, there was it didn't rain last night, but there's condensation on my car windshield. Why is that? It didn't rain last night, but there's condensation. My grass is wet, but it didn't rain. Well, that's condensation. That's outdoor condensation. And when you have the right environmental conditions, you can have that as well. So, and there's some factors with that. Sometimes they'll say, why do the windows on the front of my house do it, but the windows on the back don't? Well, the windows on the front have a shrub underneath of them that are drawing that moisture down in front of it. That's cooling that ambient air. So I know that this might not have been part of what you want to talk about on the podcast, but when we're talking about windows, I want to cover the whole thing. Prior to my role here, I was also a field service manager for 9 years at another national window company. So I know what can come up, how it can work. So
well, that's what we're here for. We're trying to educate listeners and our customers, and sometimes you have to be an experienced weatherman to figure it all out.
Yes, sir.
One thing that I think is really cool about Wincore is that you notice that the windows come in with a pink wrapping. You want to hit on where that comes from?
I'd be happy to. And I'm glad to have the opportunity to talk to it. Most folks watch TV come October. You see, in October, we have what's called Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You'll see the professional football players with the pink gloves and the pink shoes and that, and they're bringing awareness to breast cancer. Mm-hmm. We have our windows wrapped in pink wrap, and we celebrate just 12 months of the year. It's Breast Cancer research. Every product that we sell, a portion of those proceeds go to the Susan G. Komen Foundation for breast cancer research. So it's not just awareness that we're trying to bring. We're taking that and we're concentrating that into that research. Next month, Wincore will have a corporate event where we will do a golf outing. And that golf outing will be every penny from that golf outing will go to the local hospital where we donate all those funds toward free mammograms.
Wow.
That's something that has touched somebody at some point, as it has Wincore. And we take that very seriously, and we're proud of it. The only product that you'll ever find that comes out of Wincore that's not in our pink wrap would be something small that might be hand wrapped, or things of that nature. But it's very important to us. We are part of that Tough Enough to Wear pink. You'll see that on our sticker. We're going to be helping to. If you look at our banners that are in your BDC right now, you'll see that up on the banners. You know, the rope, the Wrangler rope. One of our owners was in the lasso industry. And with that, he had that relationship with Wrangler, and it wasn't easy to get into. We almost had to pay to be able to play in a sandbox.
Yeah.
But we're very proud to do that. And again, every single thing that we sell, a portion of those proceeds go toward that research.
Oh yeah, that's
amazing.
fantastic. Yeah, I've had, as I'm traveling to our different stores and it's the paint wrap windows, you'll have some customers ask about it, and then it offers that opportunity, and others already can see your little, the ribbon logo on it. And I know that there's no one that it's not touched before, so I think that's fantastic.
Well, there's things about that too. I mean, we've purchased enough things to know that it's important enough to us that we don't advertise it for our own benefit. We do it for those that need it.
Yeah.
And we're proud to be a part of it.
That's right.
That's right.
And before we wrap up, do you have any funny window stories, whether it's from this side of things or when you were out in the field? I'm sure you see some
let's
crazy
see.
stuff.
So when we first met, you understand that I'm only 5'7", right? So when I go out to the field, and I have to be the guy that has to talk to the man that might be doing the installs, that's been doing them for 30 plus years, right? So yeah, the last guy I went to, he was 6'6".
Okay.
Yeah, weighed about 440 pounds. And as he had his finger, pointing down, I said, "Hold on one second." I looked around the job site till I found an 8-inch block. Walked over, got the blocks, set it in front of him, stood up so I could get eye to eye with him, and then we had our conversation.
Yeah.
And it was disarming to the point that it did help. Probably the funniest thing that I've had happen to me personally is you guys know what a pocket level is? That's a little string level that goes across the string to use it in block lane. For some reason, I had one of those in my repertoire. And I had an elderly lady that I was sure that we had argon in these windows, was positive of it. I could see the tooling marks where we had used the argon filling machine. And she said, "I don't think argon are in these windows. I think I was sold a bill of goods." I said, "Well, I just so happen to have an argon tester with me." And it was a level. I said, I pulled this pocket level out. I said, if I set this across your meeting rail and it falls between these two lines, that means the top and bottom sash are equally filled with argon. To which, of course, when I set the level down, it fell there. And I said,
that's fantastic.
if I shake this up and calibrate it and set it against your glass vertically, and the bubble goes to the top, that means it's completely full of argon. So I did both of those things, to which she took the argon tester, and went around to all of the windows in her house, came back and said, "Would you believe that my storm door has argon in it as well?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I would." And as a 26-year-old field service tech, I gathered up my tools and headed back to the truck.
Oh, that is one of the
incredible.
best stories I've ever heard. We do a running joke that, we hope that every window we get has argon. Because, you can't see it, you can't smell it, but that's fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll put those at the stores for testing.
Yeah, a couple argon testers. I'll be happy to
Probably
come
can
out.
sell some more of them. Name them, argon testers, and
They work every time.
yeah,
Yeah, they're foolproof, fail-proof, and yeah.
yeah. That is an awesome story.
That is great. Well, I appreciate, you taking the time to speak with us today about the windows. We're excited to have you guys as a partner and hope it's a long one for sure.
Yeah,
Well-
and I'll speak to. It was important we got this right when we met. We were kind of led into needing to make the change on for our consumers, and we couldn't miss on it. We didn't. It's a big part of our business, a big part of who we are, and we are thrilled to have switched to Wincore. Everything so far has been just as we were told, and we wanted some realistic expectations. Don't tell us it's a week lead time and it ends up being 3. Don't tell us we have this great price that we can have the best window in our market at the best price. And it's not a cheap grade, and it's then you have higher end than what we stock, but it is a window that no matter who comes to it, no matter if you're building, the nicest house in your neighborhood or you're replacing just a couple windows, it is the quality that our customers can be proud of. It looks fantastic, but it's a price that everyone can afford, and we know we've made the right decision, and we're happy that it was Wincore.
Well, we got 704 employees at Wincore, and we are all applauding this partnership that we have here. One of the things that I want to make sure that I touch on is the importance of our culture and how they do blend together. I mean, I'm privileged enough to have worked with Wincore since 2000. In 2008 there was a recession. We just chose not to participate.
Yeah.
So we continued to grow, and with that we understood what service meant. And when you call into Wincore, you're going to get a live person. You're going to get from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock. You're going to get a live person. Anytime anybody calls in, you're not going to get dial 1 for the. If you happen to not get a live person, you won't be in queue for more than 30, 40 seconds. At which point you'll hear my voice because that's thank you for calling Wincore Windows and Doors. That's how small we can be at times. Is that we understand what it is to be a partner. There's customers and there's partners, and we try to treat everybody as a partner. And there is a difference.
Oh yeah, it meant we did not want to go with someone that wouldn't value our business, would not work with us when we thought things needed to be changed or we needed to do something different. No matter what that is, we wanted someone that would come to the table if we had demands or requests on what we thought our customers were needing, and not be willing to make those changes and work with us to deliver on those. We didn't want to be with a company that, we're just another, piece of their pie, and they just move on and don't value the relationships with BDC, because it's really our customers who are buying your windows and your warranties, and what you stand behind is for our homeowners and our customers. It's not really for us. It's those homeowners that are buying. So it was important to make sure we aligned as we do, and I think it's going to be really good for a long time.
We're looking forward to the partnership.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. And we appreciate all you guys for listening to another episode of Build Tough Banter. We'll see you next time.